Guys, good evening, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me well. Just give me a thumbs up, let me know, and I'm visible and audible clearly. And then we'll be starting with this session. We have 1 hour because we have the all famous, popular, important final match of India versus South Africa at 8. So we have just 1 hour. Let's give out our best in this 1 hour. Let's understand what we need for the upcoming examination, and then we can have fun for the next 4 hours or so. After that, tomorrow morning onwards, you anyways have to start studying as well. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I'm getting a lot of yeses. Wonderful to see you guys, all of you here. So what exactly is the agenda for today's session? I will be discussing certain questions that students have asked me over community post as well as in the course, related to what should be done in the next 60 days, related to what should not be done in the next 60 days, related to how you as students should be going forward with your preparation, related to how I can contribute through my revision sessions in your preparation. So all these things are going to be discussed. I hope now the volume is fine. I have maximized the volume. I don't think it should be any problem anymore because I'm seeing it in the red category now uh, in my OBS. Okay, let's move forward. So what exactly are we going to talk about? We will be talking about my revision classes as well, how we should be going forward with those classes, what exactly will be done in those classes, and how I will make sure that my students, whoever prepares through these revision classes, is prepared well for the upcoming classes. Okay, is this session relevant for SEBI as well? No, not at all, not at the moment. I will be holding another Ask Me Anything or mentorship session for SEBI students very soon, probably in the next 2-3 days. Okay, तो एक एक करके start करते हैं. Let me just tell you briefly what all you should be doing. Number one, सबसे पहले I would want to cover what all you should be covering in the next 1 week, because a lot of students who are sitting here are also enrolled students. Even if you're not enrolled as a student, it is my responsibility and I feel that I should be doing it regularly, telling you how you should be doing what you should be doing, what you should not be doing in the upcoming week. Number one, finance and management. These are two subjects as a part of phase 2 syllabus which hold the utmost importance when it comes to RBI examination. Syllabus की अगर हम बात करें, if we talk about the syllabus in phase 2, then finance and management, these are two subjects that cannot be ignored. Their syllabus has to be done because their current affairs is strongly connected with their syllabus, number one. And secondly, the syllabus itself is very relevant. It is asked in the examination directly as well. So in the next 1 week, I will also be teaching management through Parul ma'am. Parul ma'am shall be taking management classes. After we're done with management, I will be starting with finance classes. But in the meantime, in the next 1 week, it is also your target to start and try and finish as much as possible of finance and management syllabus. That is the first thing that you have to be doing. Number two, what else? PIB 247 and RBI 247. You need to cover 6 months of PIB 247, 6 months of RBI 247. So pick up any 1 month. Let's say I would want to pick up May, because that is the last month that came forward, or you can pick up March as well. So you pick up any 1 month and try and cover it, both PIB 247 and RBI 247. I would recommend that you keep doing the daily current affairs that you have been doing through Manish sir and through me, but at the same time try and pick up any 1 month's current affairs and cover it properly. Okay. Third thing, these are the two things that you have to cover. Third thing, if you're weak in quant or reasoning, then pick up both quant or reasoning or any one and give it at least 2 to 3 hours every day, or about 2 to 3 days every week. That will make sure that you are at least covering up some parts of quant or reasoning. If you're weak, if you're not weak, if you feel that you're average, above average, then you can dedicate entire July to only phase 2 plus current affairs of both phase 1 and phase 2, and entire August to completely phase 1. Okay. Number one, these are the things that you have to cover in the next 1 week. You cannot cover a lot. I want to reduce your anxiety by telling you कि यही करना है आपको अगले एक हफ्ते के लिए. I will try and come again next Saturday and guide you कि अब अगले एक वीक के लिए क्या करना है आप लोगों को. That is my objective. ठीक है ना. एक वीक के लिए मैं आपको टास्क दे रहा हूँ, ये आप कर लोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली योर एंजाइटी विल गो डाउन, you will be more focused, you would understand what to cover, what not to cover, and you would be able to ultimately do it as well. Okay, let me start with some questions that were asked by students in YouTube community as well as in the course as well. So let me just answer some of these questions one by one. I hope now you can see it on the screen, the question that I've just shown on the screen. The question is by Surujana. Please let us know how to cover government schemes, reports, and current affairs in the limited time frame. Let me tell you the sequence of events for covering current affairs for both phase 1 and phase 2. Number 1, you divide your current affairs into just 4 parts. और कुछ नहीं करना है आपको. Just remember this. Please write it down. Please write it down. It's very relevant. Just these 4 parts you divide your current affairs into. First is RBI 247, PIB 247, Spotlight. And the fourth one that a lot of students are not aware about is what? It's topic based current affairs, TBCA. Okay. So these are the 4 things that you have to be concerned about when you're talking about current affairs. For Spotlight, 3 to 4 months. It can be 3, it can be 4. For RBI 247, PIB 247, 6 months. This is the minimum that you have to dedicate to both of these. And topic based current affairs means government schemes, reports, surveys, annual reports, indices, all these come under topic based current affairs. Why are they called topic based current affairs? Because they're based on topic. Union budget, the topic is budget. Economic survey, the budget is survey. Economic survey, which is given out every once in a year. So these kind of things you have to cover one by one. You pick up annual report, you cover it completely, then move forward to another report. You pick up government schemes, cover the entire scheme document, and then you move on to something else. Okay. So these are the 4 areas that you have to cover. Number 1, that was a part of the question. It's important to identify what needs to be covered in current affairs. Okay. Your question is, please let us know how to cover schemes, reports, and current affairs in this limited time. There are 2 things that you need to do when you're covering current affairs. First is reading multiple times, and second is revising through tests. I hope you're listening to me carefully. Reading multiple times, and the second is revising through tests. The second one is called as reverse learning, wherein you pick up a test, you pick up a set of 50 questions, 100 questions which are purely based on current affairs. आपने वो क्वेश्चंस लगा लिए एंड थ्रू दोज क्वेश्चंस यू आर ट्राइंग टू रिवाइज व्हाटएवर यू हैव रेड. जो भी आपको नहीं आ रहा है, यू गूगल इट, ट्राई एंड कवर इट देन एंड देयर. ओके, दिस इज वन. एंड द फर्स्ट वन वाज reading the documents multiple times. जैसे you realized Spotlight 3 to 4 months, you realized RBI 247 6 months, PIB 247 6 months. So you read them once and then you start reading them again. You read them as many times as possible. Very soon you will also see one of my videos on the timetable wherein I have disclosed very thoroughly how do you create your own timetable or how do you rely on the timetable that I have created for you guys. और उसमें आप देखोगे current affairs starts from 1st July and continues till August 31 because current affairs cannot be skipped. It cannot be postponed. It cannot be delayed at all. I hope that answers the question. Okay, that is how you cover government schemes, reports, and current affairs for phase 1 and phase 2. You have to cover it together, number 1. And secondly, these are the 4 parts into which you divide your preparation of current affairs and then you start covering it. Let's come to the second question. The second question is, what are your predictions related to toughness of the upcoming exam and the competition, obviously. It's by Omiz Day. Very good question, very intelligent question, I would say. What are the predictions related to toughness of the exam? It keeps increasing every year. It keeps becoming smarter and better every year. But yes, when it comes to finance in phase 2, it is simpler than finance in phase 1. In phase 1, we saw a lot of questions coming from RBI 247 in current affairs. हमने देखा था RBI 247 में से काफ़ी questions phase 1 current में आए थे. Okay. That is something that might be repeated this year again. हो सकता है फिर से इस बार we might see very high chances in phase 1 itself, questions related to phase 2 current affairs. In phase 2, we saw very easy questions related to finance in finance objective, but very difficult questions in descriptive. The same pattern might continue. I'm not expecting a very major change in the pattern, but yes, I'm expecting more questions from accounting part in finance because that is something that used to happen before. Then it was dropped. Now it has been picked up again. So we might see more intense questions from the accounting part in finance. So related to toughness of the exam, It keeps getting tougher, but at the same time, you have to understand where is it getting tougher, and that is what I've revealed. The competition keeps getting more and more, but you should not be worried about the competition. It's a relative exam. You do not have to worry about the competition. Just try and be your best and be the best, because you just need one seat. उसी माइंडसेट से जाना है, उसी माइंडसेट से आपको पढ़ाई करनी है और एग्जाम भी देना है. लेट्स कम टू द थर्ड क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम दिस वन. शाहिद कुरैशी इज आस्क्ड दिस क्वेश्चन. प्रिपरेशन अप्रोच बिफोर एंड आफ्टर नोटिफिकेशन. आई वुड वांट टू deviate from this question because I've already created a video on the same and it will be on my channel very soon. और उसमें मैंने आधा घंटा लगाया है, so I would want you to dedicate half an hour to that video instead. ज़्यादा अच्छे insights मिलेंगे. यहाँ 5 मिनट में मैं उतना कुछ नहीं बता पाऊँगा. How to go about government schemes? I think I've already answered that question. Read it once, read it twice, read it thrice. Dedicate yourself to one document of any institute, whatever you like. Read it multiple times and then attempt as many questions as you can. That is the trick of covering current affairs. Are schemes important for only phase 1 or only for phase 2? This is a question by Ranjit. Schemes are important for phase 1, phase 2 as well as the interview. Their importance cannot be minimized. जब से planning commission गया है and we have moved out of 5-year plan, the philosophy and the idea of relying on 5-year plans in order to grow, the importance of schemes has increased. Because otherwise, how will the government reach out to the masses? How will the government implement anything at all? पहले planning commission के through होता था. That is the core reason behind it. अब planning commission does not exist anymore. Niti Aayog is an advisory body. So how do you do it? You do it by launching schemes. That is why schemes are so important. Because they're the connecting link between the government and the masses. Between what the government wants to do and what it actually does, what happens. I hope you get the core behind schemes. Let's come to the next one. The next question is Vaishali Bharadwaj ने पूछा है. The question, I hope you can see it on the screen. Eligibility criteria, age relaxation. The notification of last year mentions relaxation of age for public sector bank employees. Relaxation of age for public sector bank employees has always remained the same. Normally it is 30 plus 3. You're getting 3 more years given that you have that amount of experience. Okay. If you already have 3 years of experience, you will get 3 years of relaxation. That means the maximum age limit for you is 33 already. Okay, I hope that clarifies the situation. Prabjyot Kaur has another question. What is the question? The question is, I'm not really confident about descriptive writing. Can you please guide how can I tackle it? There, a lot of students here also are asking questions about descriptive writing. बहुत सिंपल सी टेक्निक बताऊंगा मैं आपको, उससे बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाएगा, क्रिस्टल क्लियर. Descriptive writing or writing as such can be improved only by writing. Number one, you have to realize this. Multiple elements हैं, हर चीज़ के multiple elements होते हैं. The first element here is writing can be improved only by writing. If you don't write, writing will not be improved. Right? Okay? Too much of writing happening here. So if you want to write well, you have to start writing. You will first of all be a bad writer, then you will be a better writer, then you will ultimately be a good writer. You have to start writing. The second thing here is, because we have just 2.5 months left for the exam, you will write. I will check a lot of papers. अगर वहाँ पे सबमिट करोगे तो आपको चेकिंग होगी. I will also tell you how to check your own paper, self evaluation वगैरह मैं सिखाऊंगा जब मैं आपको वीडियो के फॉर्म में सैम्पल आंसर्स दूंगा. But the core here is evaluation of your own answer to understand where are you going wrong. Now either you evaluate it or someone else evaluates it for yourself. But you are sitting for an exam जहाँ पे success rate is 1%, 2%, very less. You would not want to rely on someone else all the time to evaluate it for yourself, right? You would want to be self-confident. You would want to be independent when it comes to evaluating your own answer. That is possible. Surprisingly, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever you say, it is possible and it is very much doable as well. Okay. So what you do here is, after having written your own test, instead of relying on someone else, critically evaluate your own answer. It's very simple. You pick up the sample answer, you see your own answer, you critically evaluate your own answer. मैंने सही लिखा है, गलत लिखा है, क्या गलत लिखा है भाई देख लेता हूँ, क्या सही लिखा है भाई देख लेता हूँ. That is what you do when it comes to descriptive writing. These are the two things. सबसे पहले मैंने आपको बताया कि लिखना है. सेकंड मैंने आपको बताया कि खुद evaluate करना है. Third point क्या है? Third point is one of the most important ones here. Yes, there is some lag. I don't know why. It never happened before. चलिए, let's continue. I think it will go away. थर्ड पॉइंट क्या? थर्ड पॉइंट है नॉट टू राइट one question at a time and then one question every day, but to write one entire test at one point of time. For example, instead of writing one question every day, मैंने इकट्ठे कर लिए 4 क्वेश्चन and after 4 days I sit and I write all the 4 questions in one go. That is what I would want to look at. That is what I would want to वर्क टूवर्ड्स कि मैंने एक दिन में एक क्वेश्चन ना लिख के 4 दिन बाद चारों क्वेश्चन एक साथ लिखे, बिकॉज इन द फाइनल एग्जाम यू गोइंग टू गेट 4 क्वेश्चंस टू बी रिटन इन 1.5 hours 90 minutes. तो इसीलिए that is why you should also be doing the same, mimic the same thing, because that is how you will ultimately understand the challenges that you will face if you're writing 4 questions in 1.5 hours. ये 3 चीज़ हो गई. ये तीनों चीज़ अगर आप फॉलो कर लोगे अगले 2 महीने के लिए, 3 महीने मिल जाएंगे आपको फेज 2 से पहले, 3-3.5 महीने के लिए, इफ़ यू आर एबल टू फॉलो दीज 3 थिंग्स, these are 3 golden rules, you will easily be able to clear the examination if you do this. Okay, let's move forward. Given a lot of time to this question, descriptive हमारा हो गया है. अब जो भी questions इससे related आएंगे descriptive से, current affairs से, वो हम skip कर सकते हैं. Okay. Sonali Dalvi has a question: how to revise complete syllabus in 2 months? Please share a strategy to cover current affairs. I think I've already answered that question. Mrigain Bashya has a question. Now there is not much time left for detailed study of everything. Please tell specifically for ESI and finance how should we proceed. Syllabus, past year papers. Syllabus, past year papers. Syllabus, past year papers. This is the key. Look at the syllabus. Look at the past year papers. Sit for the next 2 days. Analyze the past year papers. मेरी past year papers की बुक मेरे पास यहाँ नहीं रखी है. But that is the Bible for you. मैं खुद देखता हूँ, अगर मैं खुद वो नहीं देखूंगा अगले 10 दिन, I will start teaching the wrong things. Because I would also tend to forget कि यार क्या आया था लास्ट ईयर, क्यों आया था, क्या रेलेवेंस था. सो हैव टू गो थ्रू माई पास्ट ईयर पेपर बुक रेगुलरली एवरी डे. मेरे तो आईपैड में रहती है तो मैं आईपैड में देख लेता हूँ इफ़ आई डोंट हैव द फिजिकल कॉपी. ओके, that is what you need to do. Past year paper syllabus, past year paper syllabus. Look at it every day. You will automatically realize, okay, this is important, this is not important. यहाँ से क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, यहाँ से क्वेश्चन नहीं आ रहा है, लेट मी रीड दिस फर्स्ट, लेट मी कवर दिस फर्स्ट, एंड यू सिंक इट विद द सिलेबस ऑटोमेटिकली, ईजिली. बहुत सिंपल, ऐसे चुटकी बजा के आपको समझ आने लग जाएगा. सो देयरफॉर now that because we have less time for the examination, you have to be smarter and not only hardworking. How do you become smarter? By understanding the need of the examination. How do you determine the need of the examination? By looking at what has happened in the past, by looking at the syllabus that RBI has given. So those are the 2 Bibles. They're the core of the examination. अभी तक बुक नहीं लिए, प्लीज़ बुक लेके उसको पढ़ना शुरू करिए, वहीं से सारे क्वेश्चंस निकल के आते हैं. Blueberries has a question: can a beginner start his or her preparation now for 2024 with little or no background? I would not recommend if you're not well versed with quant reasoning English, or if you're not average about finance management. I would not recommend. You would be wasting your time. मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव बस ये है कि एग्ज़ाम दे रहे हो तो अच्छे मन से दो, और एग्ज़ाम दे रहे हो तो पूरी तैयारी के साथ दो, अच्छे से दो, देन ओनली इट मेक्स सेंस. यू कैन एक्सपेरिमेंट इफ यू वांट टू, बट देन यू हैव टू बी क्लियर अबाउट इट दैट आई एम एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग, so I'm not going to cover every part of the syllabus, and therefore my success rate is also going to be even lower. You have to be clear about it. And the second part of the question is, and anyhow, if they want to start, how should they start now to ace the preparation? I have already shared the timetable over social media, over YouTube. I would recommend सारे students एक एक करके वो देखना शुरू कर दें. There's a video coming tomorrow, then there'll be a video coming on Monday or Tuesday, जिसमें टाइम टेबल वो सारी चीज़ें बताई जाएंगी. आई वुड रिकमेंड कि आप वो सब देखना शुरू करें, उससे आपको समझ आने लग जाएगा हाउ डू यू गेन कॉन्फिडेंस एंड हाउ डू यू क्लियर द एग्जामिनेशन. Let's come to the next one. Not getting confidence by Ria Shaw has asked this question. Not getting confidence in quant and reasoning. A little nervous. Please help me out. How to tackle it? Quant and reasoning is all about practicing. Practicing के 4 लेवल हैं. फिर से लिखना शुरू करिए. 4 लेवल हैं प्रैक्टिसिंग के, बड़े सिंपल हैं, बहुत आसान है. फर्स्ट लेवल, यू जस्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम 1 चैप्टर विदाउट एनी टाइमर. सेकेंड लेवल, यू आर मिक्सिंग अप लेट्स से 5 चैप्टर्स, प्रैक्टिसिंग विद अ टाइमर. Third level, you're mixing up all the chapters but without any timer. And the fourth and last level, you're mixing up all the chapters and you're introducing a timer. इस तरह से आप प्रैक्टिस करते हुए चले जाओ. एक दिन में एक लेवल से दूसरे लेवल पे भी जा सकते हो. इट्स गोइंग टू बी सुपर इजी एंड इट्स गोइंग टू बी सुपर, इट विल गिव यू अ लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. तो एक एक करके पहले कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर करो, कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर करने के बाद start practicing. Quant and reasoning is all about practicing. It might take you 100 days, it might also take you 1 day, but you have to start practicing. That is the only way. Let's move forward. I hope that answers the question. Motivation Talk has this question. Now this guy is working in the army as a clerk. Well done. First of all, thanks for your service. I want to appear for this examination, but I don't have any economics background and qualification. How should I begin the journey? Wonderful question. Previous year papers, syllabus, start there. Okay. Instead of looking for the right source to help you read, first of all, identify what has been asked in the past and what does the syllabus say. Okay. Once you have done that, automatically you will be more well versed with what is the need of the examination. तुम्हें समझ आने लगेगा. Then either you start picking up sources online or you start by picking up the right books. Book list वगैरह मैंने YouTube पे बहुत डिटेल में डाली हुई है. You can have a look at it and you can start from those areas. But instead of starting directly with a book, I would recommend first of all spend some time on past year papers and spend some time on the syllabus. क्योंकि यही आपको confidence देगा because it'll help you understand what is the need of the examination. It'll help you understand कि एग्जाम में क्या exactly आता है. वो अगर एक बार समझ आ गया, then your way forward is simpler, easier, faster, automatically. You'll be more confident. You would know what you're reading and why are you reading whatever you're reading. Okay. Chaliye, let's open the entire discussion to the house. Let's see what all questions you guys have. Please don't spam here. एक क्वेश्चन एक बार डालिएगा, जैसे अमन मेहरा ने यहाँ 10 बार डाला हुआ है. प्लीज़ डोंट स्पैम. एक बार में एक क्वेश्चन डालिएगा, नहीं आता है थोड़ी देर बाद फिर से डाल दीजिएगा. हायर चांसेस ऑफ गेटिंग सेलेक्टेड rather than spamming. स्पैम करोगे तो मैं नहीं उठाऊंगा फिर बिल्कुल भी. ओके. Simoni Singh has a question. How to cover whole current affairs in this limited time? I think I've already discussed that. Current affairs wala, so that is done. Shivanshi has this question. सर अगर क्वांट रीजनिंग वीक है तो क्या हम सिर्फ जी और इंग्लिश में हाई स्कोर करके कट ऑफ क्लियर कर सकते हैं? नहीं कर पाओगे, बिकॉज क्वांट रीजनिंग में यू नीड टू हैव अ स्ट्रैटेजी. व्हाट इज दैट स्ट्रैटेजी? क्वांट में आपको 7 से 10 नंबर के बीच में लाने ज़रूरी हैं. रीजनिंग में आपको 25 नंबर 30 नंबर लाने ज़रूरी हैं इफ़ यू वांट टू बी कंफर्टेबल इन क्लियरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन, नो मैटर हाउ गुड और बैड यू आर इन इंग्लिश और इन करंट अफेयर्स. उतने नंबर लेने के लिए आपको थोड़ा एफर्ट तो लगाना पड़ेगा. दैट इज हाउ द एग्जाम इज. ओके. Manoharan has a very good question. I hope that answers the question. Manoharan next has a question. When can we expect prelims exam? People are saying it. I'm not an expert here when it comes to information about the examination. I instead focus my energy on teaching. मैं डेट को साइड में रख देता हूँ. It doesn't matter for me. But YouTube पे बहुत जगह आ रहा है that 8th September is a likely date. It might happen then. It might happen somewhere around that. 8th September, 7th September, 15th September. 22nd September, उसके अराउंड कहीं भी हो सकता है. ओके. नीलेश हैज़ अ क्वेश्चन. टाइम मैनेजमेंट का इशू है सर. नीलेश, ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड एंड आइडेंटिफाई टाइम मैनेजमेंट के अंदर क्या इशू आ रहा है, बिकॉज टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज़ अ बिग टर्म. हमें समझना ज़रूरी है टाइम मैनेजमेंट के अंदर कहाँ पे इशू है, क्या इशू है. इज इट टाइम मैनेजमेंट इन द एग्जाम हॉल और इज इट टाइम मैनेजमेंट बिफोर द एग्जाम हॉल, आउटसाइड द एग्जाम हॉल, इन योर प्रिपरेशन? एग्जाम हॉल के अंदर भी है तो क्या है एग्जैक्टली? Okay, I hope that answers the question to some extent. First identify that, then you can talk to my counselors, you can talk to me as well. अमन का आप क्वेश्चन उठा लेते हैं. 2000 प्लस क्वेश्चन बुक ऑफ सेबी वी वांटेड इन फिजिकल फॉर्म. पॉसिबल नहीं है, सेबी के स्टूडेंट्स कम होते हैं. मैं बुक पब्लिश भी करवा लूँगा, वो नोबडी बाइज इट, मेरे इन्वेंट्री में पड़ी रहती है वो किताब. ठीक है ना. नॉट मेनी स्टूडेंट्स buy books of SEBI online. इसीलिए वो ई बुक फॉर्मेट में है. प्लीज़ रीड इट इन ई बुक फॉर्मेट ओनली. इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर मी. मेरे लिए वो इट इज़ नॉट एनीथिंग डूएबल बिकॉज अमेजोन पे उतना सेल नहीं होता है. सो मेरी इन्वेंट्री में पड़ी रहती है. इट कीप्स मी ऑल्सो ट्रबल्ड एट नाइट. Ritu Gupta has a question. I'm a working aspirant. Should I take leaves from now as I am able to give 200% at home? Of course you are, and wonderful. I'm very glad to hear that. If you can take leaves for the next 2.5 to 3 months, why not? 3 महीने का टाइम लेके चलो. अगर 3 महीने ले सकते हो तो ठीक है, 3 महीने ले सकते हो तो प्रॉब्लमेटिक है, बिकॉज योर टारगेट इज़ नॉट फेज़ 1, योर टारगेट इज़ फेज़ 2. फेज़ 2 तो 3 महीने बाद ही होगा. तो इसीलिए 3 महीने का अगर लीव ले सकते हो देन प्लीज़ गो हेड. आई थिंक यू शुड डू दैट. ओके. ओके. ऋषि राज हैज़ अ क्वेश्चन. 2023 प्रीलिम्स आउट, not able to clear the sectional cutoff of reasoning. got CGA accountant post in the same year, now preparing for state PCS and SSC CGL for better post. क्वेश्चन क्या है ऋषि प्लीज क्वेश्चन बताइए एक बार. Okay, Varsha has a question. I cannot see the question. Prachi has a question. I'm very good at quant and above average in reasoning and average in English, so it is okay to dedicate 2 hours daily from tomorrow. Prachi, in the next 2-3 days, you will see my timetables video on YouTube only. Please refer to that. I would recommend that you spend some time on that and refer to that. उसमें बहुत अच्छे से मैंने बताया है. मैं अगर शॉर्ट में बताना चाहूँ तो अभी बता देता हूँ आपको, but please go through that entire video as well. In July, if you're good at quant and reasoning or even above average, in July, dedicate your time to phase 2. In August, and whatever time you get in September, dedicate your time completely to phase 1. That is how you can maximize your chances of selection. Because ultimately आपको phase 2 clear करना है. phase 1 तो clear कर लोगे. phase 2 में नंबर खींचने हैं, इसलिए उसको अभी टाइम देना ज़रूरी है. ओके, हैव दैट कॉन्फिडेंस ओवर यू कि यार हो जाएगा. लेट्स नॉट बी एंशियस, इतना रिस्क तो लेना पड़ेगा. ओके, न्यू बैच डेट एंड टाइम सर. ऑल द क्लासेस आर गोइंग टू बी इन द इवनिंग एट 7 to 9 PM. न्यू बैच ओल्ड बैच कुछ नहीं होता है हमारे यहाँ. वो सब मुझे लगता है ऑनलाइन में सब फ्रॉडुलेंट है वो, और कुछ नहीं है वो. इट्स जस्ट अ बेट. बट देयर इज ओनली वन रिविजन सेशन विच इज़ गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 1st July. पारुल मैम विल बी स्टार्टिंग विद मैनेजमेंट. आई विल पिक अप फाइनेंस आफ्टर दैट. और उसके बाद का पूरा टाइम टेबल आपको मनीष सर ने ऑलरेडी दे दिया था 2-3 दिन पहले. ऑल द क्लासेज आर गोइंग टू बी फ्रॉम 7 to 9 PM. उसके अलावा कोई टाइम पे क्लासेज नहीं होंगी अनलेस वी वांट टू कवर समथिंग न्यू एंड गिव इट मोर टाइम एज वेल. एनी मॉक टेस्ट फॉर RBI ग्रेड बी? नॉट एट द मोमेंट अभिषेक. 1 month बिफोर द एग्जाम हम लोग देंगे, अभी नहीं देते हैं. Because I want now, right now, to focus on revision classes. I want to focus on various other things. Okay, Varsha has a question. Let me see. I'm working in PNB since 3 years. Since then, I've not started practicing. Can I clear it if I start doing it now? See, it depends on how much time can you give. But I would recommend that instead of not doing it for the last 3 years, right now you dedicate. What you do is, what I would do if I was Varsha, what would I do? I would be like, okay, next 2 months without taking any leave, because that is what I have to do in the long run as well. So without taking any leave from PNB, let me just create a disciplined environment around myself and let me just start preparing. And let's be smart about my preparation. Let's try and cover the entire syllabus in the next 2 months and give RBI this year a very good shot. But if I don't get selected, I will not be disheartened because I know that I took a very blind guess in this examination in this year. But let me continue with my prep in the same way, with the same enthusiasm, and let me prepare for the next year. That would be my target as Varsha. That would be my objective at seeing my future as Varsha. Because I know that I have limited time at my hand. I might not get that many leaves. I'm working in a public sector bank, which is very demanding. And I don't want to give up that career as well. And I want to learn, because whatever I learn in there in PNB is going to help me in my RBI examination as well. Ultimately, when I go in for the interview, those guys are going to question me on what have I done in PNB. Those guys are going to grill me. So I want to be very loyal with what am I doing right now in my job. I don't want to be, sub-optimal when I'm working on my primary job. Therefore, I have limited time. Let me take this chance this year. I might as well just clear the exam. Let me give my best. Let me be smart about it in these next 2 months. And then I can think about working hard as well for the next year. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Janvi has a question. Sir, revision is already started, but at time of quiz test cannot remember all the concepts. थोड़ा difficulty हो जाता है. What to do? How much time revision per subject? 2 things only. Number 1, active revision. नहीं देखा है तो वीडियो देखो फिर से. एक्टिव रिवीजन पिछले 2 साल से मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. स्टार्ट डूइंग एक्टिव रिवीजन, नंबर 1. एंड सेकेंडली, स्टॉप जजिंग योर सेल्फ इन दोज टेस्ट्स. दोज टेस्ट्स आर एन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू टू लर्न मोर, टू नो मोर, टू अंडरस्टैंड मोर, टू फिगर आउट योर वीकनेसेस एंड नॉट टू जज योर सेल्फ. भूल रहे हो, कोई बात नहीं, भूल गया, अब देख लेते हैं. एग्जाम में नहीं भूलना चाहिए. आज भूल जाए तो चलेगा, बट इन द एग्जामिनेशन आई शुड नॉट बी फॉरगेटिंग थिंग्स. ओके, आई होप दैट मेक्स सेंस. सर, प्रेप Tacker made via Excel, please make it available for everyone. It will help a lot. If it is not available for everyone, I'll मेक इट हैपन. आई विल पुट इट ऑन माई टेलीग्राम ग्रुप. प्लीज़ मेरे टेलीग्राम ग्रुप को ज्वाइन कर लो. मैं वहाँ पे ये सब कंटेंट डालता रहता हूँ. और जो मेरा टाइम टेबल है मैं वो भी डाल दूंगा. प्लीज़ हैव अ लुक एट दैट एज वेल. एक्सेल वाला, नॉर्मल वाला सब उधर डल जाएगा. प्लीज़ स्टार्ट यूजिंग दैट. ओके. स्पैम मत करना. प्लीज़ डोंट स्पैम माई टेलीग्राम ग्रुप. जो ज़रूरी बातें हैं वही करिएगा. Muthu has a question. He's a musician. I want to learn music, but I'm very bad at it. You can hear my voice. It's so bad. He has a question. I'm a musician, also a banking aspirant. Shall I be able to continue my passion even after getting into this prestigious job? Why not? It's probably the best job for you if you want to continue with your passion as a musician. You will have all the time in the world to continue playing music, to continue experiencing music. Okay. I hope that answers the question. Ravi Shankar Dwivedi, I have appeared for CAT thrice, 99 percentile in both DI and Quant, 19 verbal. Shall I start essay writing after completing management part? Ravi Shankar, you're in a very good situation when it comes to clearing this examination. I will be sharing my timetable, but it will also come out live as come out on YouTube in the next 4-5 days. So I would recommend that you follow that timetable, because that is specially for students like you. मैं शॉर्ट में पहले भी बताया था, फिर से बताता हूँ. जुलाई में यू फोकस ऑन फेज 2, इन अगस्त यू मूव बैक टू फेज 1. ओके. तो मैनेजमेंट खत्म करिए, फाइनेंस खत्म करिए. हो गया खत्म फाइनेंस तो रिवाइज इट वंस. मैनेजमेंट बचा है तो कवर इट प्रॉपरली. एवरी वीक 1 डे इज डेडिकेटेड टू ओनली टेस्ट. वो टाइम टेबल में आपको दिख जाएगा. प्लीज वॉच दैट वीडियो. इट विल बी वेरी क्लियर टू यू. ओके. लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. हर्षिता हैज अ क्वेश्चन. Since less time is left, is it advisable to pick more than 2 subjects in a day? Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. 2 subjects is the max that you can do. Again, it's a question about timetable. मेरी वीडियो देख लोगे समझ आ जाएगा टाइम टेबल वाली. I'll also share the timetable on Telegram as well. But I would recommend that you pick up maximum of 2 subjects in a day. More than that would be a disaster. Manoj has a question. Is revising short notes enough to clear descriptive rather than the lengthy notes? It's tough to remember and write all the points. Yes, short notes, when you're doing it through short notes, you're gambling. ठीक है ना. आप थोड़ा सा रिस्क ले रहे हो. जैसे आज टीम इंडिया रिस्क लेने वाली है, खेलेंगे साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ, तो रिस्क के बिना तो वर्ल्ड कप नहीं आएगा ना. Similarly, you're also taking a risk. How do you overcome? How do you minimize the negative effects of that risk? By writing more. जब आपने 200-300 क्वेश्चन लिख लिए ना, तो आपको पता लग गया कि यार शॉर्ट नोट से बड़ा आंसर कैसे लिखना है, कम इन्फॉर्मेशन को स्ट्रेच करके 600 वर्ड में रबर बैंड कैसे बनाना है. यू स्टार्ट लर्निंग दैट. सो यू स्पेंड मोर टाइम ऑन दैट rather than reading long notes. If that is your way. If that is not your way, find out what is your way. That is important. I hope that answers the question. Okay. So the timetable is already there. Link डाल दिया है मेरी टीम ने. Wonderful to see that. And I'll also put it on my Telegram group, तो वहाँ से भी आप लोग यूज़ कर सकते हो. Reshma, is reading editorial mandatory for phase 2? Not at all. But spend about 15-20 minutes on the newspaper. I do the same. I don't spend like an hour on the newspaper because I'm not able to find time, especially now. So I spend 15-20 minutes on the newspaper, 15-20 minutes on any book that I'm reading. That is how I try to understand what's happening. And that is enough, especially till phase 2. Okay. Dia has a question. I have failed 6 times in the company secretary profession and now I'm just a BCom graduate with 2 years gap after graduation. Will it affect my selection in interview stage? It will if it affects you. That's a wonderful question, and it's about confidence. And let me finish my session with confidence, because we have a match at 8 and I don't want you to be, too tight up with this preparation that you stop enjoying your life. For the next 4 hours, you're going to enjoy, and then we'll start studying. So that's my last question, Dia. And I'm going to finish it with confidence. See, half the battle is confidence. अगर हम मैच का ही एग्जाम्पल लें, India versus England. England's body language was so weak. India's body language was so robust. Similarly, India versus Australia. Why did we lose the World Cup last time? India's body language was weaker. They were scared. Something was not right. Australia's body language was very aggressive. They were like, it belongs to us. The cup belongs to us. If you want to take it from us. So they already had it in their mind that the cup is ours, and they have come here to take it from us, and we have to fight in order to keep it with ourselves. It's a different kind of psyche. Similarly, it's 50% the battle is about confidence. So if you're confident and if you know that what went wrong in your company secretary examination does not make you a failure in life. It just makes you a failure in something. That doesn't mean that you're going to fail in everything else. If you go with that confidence and with that clarity, the board is not going to be like, no, you have not passed company secretary exam, we do not want to take you. If you're not conscious, if you're not concerned about it, if you know why did you fail, if you know why are you going to pass in this exam, if you have that clarity, then automatically they're going to hire you. Okay, so half the battle is about confidence, is about clarity in your own mind, and then you take it forward from there. Okay, so that is all for today. I hope it was a good session. It was a wonderful session for me. I want to have such sessions even more from the next time. We'll try and have it on Zoom. We'll try and make them more realistic, more useful, more connective from your side as well, so that we can talk and not just chat on social media. I'll try and do that. I'll try and make that happen. And I'm sure that you're going to prepare well for this examination. Just keep preparing. The revision course timetable has already been shared with all of you guys. लगती है ज़रूरत तो join करो. लगती है नहीं है ज़रूरत, I have enough sources. Go forward with your self-study. That will also be enough for your examination. Chaliye, all the best guys, all the best to Team India. I am sure that they're going to win. They're going to make the night wonderful for everyone. And from tomorrow, nonetheless, no matter what happens, from tomorrow morning, it's going to be our World Cup with a time span of 2 to 3 months. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.